Consistency, the hallmark of truth. So next in our Avengers Decode, chronologically, is Iron Man 1, which in reality was the first movie released of the Avengers series, which is our first clue that we've initiated a spell. Iron Man 1 came out on 5/2 of 2008 on the 122nd day of the year. So there's your 2/2, the Master Builder, Major Arcana indicator from the beginning. So Iron Man 1 being the first movie put out was our first clue that we might be dealing with virginity, the Virgo. I posit that the Hermit card is the archetype of the Iron Man 1 movie. To make things go a little faster, I'm going to include all three of the Iron Man trilogy. I'm going to include the whole trilogy in this one video just to get us moving. And I don't have to do 22 videos. And you guys don't have to listen to me ho-hum along 22 times. So I'm going to move it in here. This is the Hermit card. And for those of you who have seen the movie, Iron Man 1, he goes into a cave. He becomes a prisoner. He goes into a cave and he creates his first. He initiates himself into his first suit. This is Tony Stark we're talking about. And here I have some little clues. Tony Stark, he comes out of the cave. It's the Stony Ark when he initiates himself is into the Iron Man storyline. And Tony S, it very much indicates the 26. S is in ordinal gematria. S is a 6. 26 is the atomic number for iron. Fe is iron. So Iron Man is Fe-Man. And the Hermit is has the her in the beginning of the name. The Hermit, the Fe-Man. And here, part of the archetype of the Hermit is looking inward, being recluse. And he spends a good portion of the beginning, the initiation of that movie, in a cave. Very quickly, I want to read the description of the Hermit. The Hermit archetype is associated with the sign Virgo, natural healer of the zodiac. An old man leaning on a staff holds up a shining lantern. He shows the way to wisdom and enlightenment. The strong healing card suggests looking inward, seeking the inner path, an opportunity for self-knowledge. So here I have a few shots from the show, which are very similar to, you see that illumination, which is kind of part of the card's imagery, is the illumination. Here again, he's in the cave. He's doing metalwork. He's a metallurgist of sorts. Here we see the illumination. He's inside of his shell. Here he is working. Here he is coming out of the stony arch and illuminating everybody's ass. This is his beginning, the virgin coming out of the cave. So real quick, I'll move forward into Iron Man 2. Which of the 22 archetypes Iron Man 2 is the Hierophant? You can see him holding up the 2 fingers. You also see on the other side is a 6-armed cross, 26. Again, that gives us iron, the number for iron. Funny enough, that's also how many letters of the alphabet that we have. Iron Man 2, the Hierophant, 2 fingers, 6 arms, 6-armed cross. Eventually, Iron Man gives Spider-Man a pair of glasses named Edith. And Edith stands for, even dead, I'm the hero. Hierophant. Now notice the Hierophant has disciples kneeling beneath him, giving him praise, and behind him we see the pillars. I'm going to show a couple examples of that in the iconography from the movie. So his friend is working on his suit here, much like the disciples kneeling beneath the Hierophant. And you see his arms are locked in with the 2 pillars on the side, very much like Hercules holding up the pillars. Also, I believe that's David holding up pillars. And here we have the 2 pillars over his shoulder in one of his modes of attack. So that would be Iron Man 2 moving forward very quickly. Iron Man 3 is the Chariot card. Here we have the Chariot. And you see he's riding in a vehicle with 2 sphinxes pulling the vehicle, kind of flying out of the city. That vehicle leaving the city is a continuing theme all through the Avengers storyline. So Iron Man 3 is the Chariot. He's in armor, which is a shell. The Chariot is in Cancer, which is the crab, which is inside of a shell. So these things are very, very affirming indicators of the archetype. So part of this story of the Chariot is to be prepared for a long journey. And Tony Stark goes on a space voyage and flies off to Thanos' home planet. And it is depicted as a very long journey. And he ends up taking the helm of that ship and landing it himself. So he is driving the Chariot. Also in Iron Man, he eventually has to throttle the engines of the SHIELD aircraft carrier himself. So he's driving the Chariot. And another aspect of the Chariot is maintaining focus. And all throughout the movie, Tony Stark is shown inside of his suit using auto lock on his enemies, which is very much maintaining focus. A couple quick illustrations of that. Here he is getting the aircraft carrier to fly, pushing the engines himself manually. This would be a Chariot archetype, no doubt. And here he is in the suit with the red and the blue on either side of his face. And that very much brings to my mind the maintaining focus, the flying in the Chariot, and also the 2 sphinxes. You see the dark and the white sphinxes, the yin and the yang, being a symbol of the Cancer. So, pretty safe to say, Tony Stark, he fulfills all 3 archetypes. The Hermit, the Hierophant, which is Taurus, earth-based. He's in the cave doing metal work, very earth-based. And the Crab. One more point I want to make is, Tony Stark is not just the stony ark. His name, Stark, in reverse is Crest, thorny Christ. And we all know, well, hopefully, spoiler alert, he dies in the end to save the day. And his daughter, Morgan Stark, no doubt will be the Morning Star, where he rises again. All right. Hope y'all are digging. Much love.